back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. This morning we got back and we also have biceps. I did change things up. I didn't have to because in about 2.5 weeks, I think I said this in another video, I have to change everything back up again and do a push-pull. The reason for that is because going into this marathon prep, starting in April, I'm reducing the amount of days that I'm working out while still working out every single muscle group. We're just doing it 3 days a week instead of the typical 4 to 5 that I do right now. So that's why I was like, you know, I don't need to change anything, but I changed it simply because I was kind of getting bored of my other workout plan. So I changed it up. Today's back workout and bicep workout's a little different. We're starting out with some upright rows on the row machine. I love this machine. I prefer to do the single arm rather than doing both. I feel like doing both takes out of the contraction. In other words, I can pull back further with one arm than I can with 2 arms. And the further I can pull back, the more of a contraction and squeeze I can get with the back. So if you guys use this machine, I strongly suggest just doing 1 arms. That's what we got. And after back, we'll do some biceps and then no abs today. So yeah, it's just a little bit of back and bis. So a question I've gotten from time to time is, how long should I rest in between each set? And a good rule of thumb that I have is I don't rest any less than 1 minute and 30, and I rest no more than about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And the way that I gauge how much rest I need in between a certain workout is by the intensity of the workout. So for example, I'm doing squats, that's usually my biggest rest period type of exercise. So for squats, you know, I'll do 1 set and then in between I'll wait about 2 minutes and 30 seconds and then hit it again. That's how long I'll do in between squats. You know, but then for something like bicep curls, I'll just do 1 minute and 30 seconds in between each set because it's not as strenuous on my body. So in other words, you kind of need to have a set time based on the intensity of the workout. That's why I said I need to go no shorter than 1 minute and 30 because I don't think there's any muscle group on my body that could recover fast enough. I don't think my body could recover fast enough in between sets to go again in less than that time. I also don't go above because I don't think that after 2 minutes and 45 seconds that I'm not like recovered enough. It's just a good rule of thumb, you know, just kind of dictate what time you want to do based on the intensity of the workout and use that rule of thumb that I use if you guys want. It's a good thing that's helped me with, you know, rest in between. And if you feel like you kind of struggle with the strictness of the rest period in between your sets, get yourself a watch with a timer or just set a timer on your phone. That's helped me a lot. It just says, hey, Levi, you know, quit being a lazy son of a and go hit your set. So we have biceps left. We're gonna do some 21s now, and I can't remember the rest. I have to probably look at my notes for it. Workout complete. Now we're gonna stretch, roll out, all the good stuff. Again, I'm gonna say this almost every single video. If you're a young guy and you're not doing that, I understand, but you need to be doing it because you don't want to be like me at 23 being like, dang, I wish I would have all those years when I was younger. Like, because that's me. You don't want to be like, well, you want to be like me in terms of sense of like discipline and stuff. Like I'm trying to represent that in here, but you don't want to be like younger me. You get what I'm saying? Also peep the KillBuillt shorts. These are my favorite shorts that we've designed so far. I like the running ones, but for the running ones, we need to do a little bit of a different mock-up for those coming up next time. Like there's gonna be a lot of upgrades, but embroidery, white line, very like retro style. So love these things. If you guys are interested, KillBuillt code Levi will give you 10% off at checkout. Also, I'm gonna do a little bit of a physique update. I'm on a maintenance protocol right now, which means I haven't necessarily been cutting, I haven't necessarily been bulking either. So this is what we're looking like right now. So that's where we're at right now. We're not too pudgy, we're not too lean either. That's where I want to be for maintenance. The whole goal of maintenance for me is to maintain a physique that, first off, I enjoy looking at. Like I don't like being too bulked up and looking in the mirror and being like, dang, I'm kind of fat right now, you know, but I also don't like being so lean to the point where my workout sucks. So I like to have that medium ground. It also helps to put on muscle for me, but over a slower duration. Also, I feel like going on a super dirty, heavy bulk doesn't accelerate the muscle growth like that much more than doing a maintenance protocol. I think it's very minimal. So if you guys don't want to get super fat, you don't want to get super pudgy, I strongly suggest a maintenance protocol because I've put on muscle through that and it helps me, you know, I don't know, look at myself and be like, hey, dang, I'm not fat. Like I don't look fat. Something different that I've been doing within this past week is taking a longer approach to my warm-ups for my runs. In other words, just being more consistent with it. And the reason being is because in a past video that I made when I went on a trail run that was a little ways from my house, I tried to do a super fast run, sub 7 minutes for 5 miles, and I didn't complete it. And the reason being was simply because of my hip and lower back. It got inflamed, in other words, it got injured. And the reason for that was because I didn't warm up long enough. I just did a little hop, skip, and jump around and thought that that was gonna be enough. And every single time that I do that, this gets injured. And you guys are probably so tired of me bringing up this injury, you're like, dang, I'm gonna unsubscribe. And you know what, I don't blame you, because I'm so tired of it getting injured that I'm finally deciding to do something about it. So one way I thought I would help myself in doing this is writing it all down on a document. So what I did is I linked down below in the description for you guys my entire pre-run warm-up. So if you guys want to follow that, please do, because I don't want you guys to be like me and just kind of do like a hop and skip and call it a day and then go for your run. Doing a long warm-up like the one I have down below will help you guys out a lot. This is also isn't to say that I didn't warm up properly. Sometimes there's just times when I was either running out of time or I just wanted to hurry up and go, you know, do my run. I would do a quick little warm up and then go, but now I've completely changed it up so that I actually have something that's regimented for me to go follow. You know, again, I've said this in other videos with recovery and warm up, but those should be also a part of your training routines. And if you don't have a strict regimen for those, you're probably not gonna follow them. So again, that's why I created that. So again, link down below for that. If you guys have any questions about it, you can let me know down below in the comments, but we're gonna get going with this warm up. And then we got a, what do we got today? I think we got a tempo run today. A nice little good run.
today's tempo run, there's no exact tempo that we're necessarily aiming for. Normally I have like a set tempo, and it's usually like 7 minutes and 30 seconds per mile, all the way down to 7 minutes per mile for my tempo runs as of recently. But for today, since last week I was battling that injury, I recently got over it. I'm letting my body go at a pace that it feels comfortable going, or whatever pace it just wants to naturally. And right now that's an 8:30 pace. Now, this is one way sometimes to do your tempo runs if maybe your legs are a little too tight that day and you're like, man, I don't want to risk an injury and I want to go at a fair speed, not too slow, not too fast. A good way to do that is allowing your body to choose the speed it wants to go at, because chances are your body naturally wants to go faster than the pace of a zone 2 and probably more in the realm of a zone 3. My watch went off and I was so in deep thought, or such a deep thought, forgot to stop it, but 43 minutes, 1 second, 5 miles and 0.08. See, the difference between when I warm up and I don't warm up is that this run was way faster in my zone 2, but the breathing was astonishingly easier, and part of the reason probably is because my body was a lot more fluid. My body didn't have to put so much more energy into this run simply because I was warmed up. My body was geared for it. So another huge reason to warm up. Man, that was such a good run. Like, I think the weather just added to it too. You know, the pace was good, the breathing was really good, the warm up helped me so much, and then just this beautiful weather. But it's all going away tomorrow. That's just how the PNW is. It's, you know, one day in the spring you get 68 and sunny, and then the next day it's 45 and hailing with gusts of wind up to 100 miles per hour. Can't do anything about it. But aside from all that, in today's video I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been on my heart and my mind for a long time, and that is my current biggest challenge that I'm facing in my life at the moment. And the reason being is because this is going to be applicable to everyone. It might not be applicable to you right now, or maybe it was applicable to you at some point in your life. But either way, it will be applicable to you at some point in your life. And, you know, a lot of people think that our biggest challenge in life is going to be losing weight, making money, getting married, whatever it might be. That's not your biggest challenge in life. Your biggest challenge in life is pride. And pride affects everything that I just mentioned. Your biggest challenge is going to be pride, whether you have faced it or not. And a good example that I like to draw up with how pride can be a huge problem to deal with is someone with anxiety. People with anxiety are very prideful, and I know that's kind of hard to hear, but the reason they're so prideful, and this is coming from someone that deals with a lot of anxiety, is that when we encounter something that has a lot of unknown, we think that there's something deadly on the other side, so we don't take action. That's being prideful, because you're saying, when you're being prideful, I know what's going to happen, so I'm either going to do A about it or not going to do B about it. That's being prideful. It's saying that you know. And that's what people with anxiety do. They think that they know that there's something deadly on the other side, when most likely there probably isn't. And this doesn't just apply, you know, to people with anxiety. I've seen pride ruin friendships. I've seen pride ruin, you know, business. I've seen pride ruin tons of things. You know, it's deadly. It is very, very deadly, and that's why it's the deadliest sin. So some of you guys might be, you know, saying to yourself right now, okay, well, Levi, how is pride the biggest challenge in your life currently? Like, why is it the biggest challenge that you're facing right now? And I'm gonna be very vulnerable for a little bit and just let you guys know that I'm very unsure and scared about my future. In other words, I don't see a future for myself at times. And I don't need you guys to go in the comment and be like,
don't worry, Levi, you're gonna have a successful future. Like you're.
I get that, and I understand that, and I believe that, you guys. You know, I'm a practicing Christian. I believe in God. I believe that He has a future for me. But that's where pride comes in, because pride tries to tell me otherwise. Pride tries to tell me, like, oh, what if God doesn't have a future? God doesn't have a future for you. He doesn't care about you. And that's where the battle comes in. That's where the challenge is. That's why I'm saying in today's video, like, it will affect you at some point in your life. Not in the same way. It might affect you in, let's just say you're struggling financially, and you have this voice in your head that's like, you're never going to get better financially. That's pride. That's pride trying to tell you that things will never get better. And it's literally a cancer. You know, I like to imagine that my friend Sabian, you know, although he took his life, I would like to think that he was very prideful. I'm pretty sure he had thoughts like, this is it, this is my life, it's just, you know, it's gonna go nowhere. Pride is a destroyer. Again, I'm gonna say it once again, it is deadly, super, super deadly. So yeah, that's where I struggle with pride. But since I've been dealing with it for a long time, I've gotten better with how to deal with it. It's been building my faith. I think that's why God has me where I'm currently at in my life, to build my faith and to build my strength on Him. Again, I'm not trying to shove my religion, my beliefs down your throat. This is what worked for me. But even if you don't believe in that, whatever I'm saying in this video is still going to help you. So again, I have developed tools, I've developed weapons against pride, and I'm hoping that today this is like the biggest takeaway from the video. In other words, this is the meat at what I'm trying to get in this video. So the way to defend yourself from pride is through acceptance or faith. They're essentially the same thing. And I want to give you guys an example. Let's just say that you're someone who likes running, but you have this deep fear of getting hit by a car on your run. Well, that's pride, because pride's saying, well, what if you get hit by a car on your run? You should never go running. You're going to get hit by a car. That's pride. That's pride saying that somehow you know the future, even though you don't, right? And by accepting and being faithful, I should say, and saying, you know, maybe that will happen, but I don't think so. I'm going to go anyway. You know, just being accepting of whatever happens, because you know, no matter what happens, everything is still going to be fine. That's how you deal with it. That's your only weapon. Actually, I said weapons and tools. That's your only weapon. That is your only weapon, is acceptance through faith. That is it. That is 100% it. I don't know how to say it any differently. And you know, that's something that I have to practice every single day. Every single day. It is the hardest challenge. I know I literally just summed up the video really quickly here, and you might be like, well, that was a very broad statement. That doesn't seem like much. Guys, it is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I'm not kidding you. You know, I've ran miles and miles and miles. I've benched a lot of weight. I've cut for a show. I've done a lot of hard physical things, but nothing has been harder in my life than fighting against pride. I'm telling you right now. Like, I'm being so dead serious, and I don't want you guys to have to deal with the kind of battle I've had to deal with, because it's not worth it. Okay? And that's it. That's what I had for you guys. I know, pretty serious video at the end, but I need to help people out there before, you know, things get kind of deadly, because like I said, it is deadly. And that's gonna do it for today's video. Nah, but seriously, it is actually gonna do it for today's video. But I hope you guys like that message. You know, I wish I would have learned that at a younger age. Like, I really wish I would have, or at just some point before I dealt with pride, because man, dude, it's so harmful to the mind and to the body, and I don't want other people to experience that. And that's why I made today's video. So that being said, I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button, so you guys know I will be back. And as always, die trying to do to love. The sky's the limit. See you all in the next one.